In this video, I'm going to talk about the CSS box model and how you can use it to organize your HTML document. So this is the CSS box model. So first off, inside you have the content. Now this has the height and width. Now outside the content, there's a padding. Now I'll show you all this later on in the video, but just try to understand the concept of it first. So now outside the padding, there's going to be a border, and outside the border there's a margin. So let's see how it works. Now when we look at our website, you can see that there's already some margins here by default. There's a margin between this header and the paragraph. There's margins between this paragraph and the diagram, and there's margins between this paragraph and the author's image. Now these margins are set by default, so let's change them. So go to your style.css file, and here at the top you're going to add in a new class called star. Now what star does is it applies CSS to everything inside the HTML document. Now I want the margin to be 0, and I want the padding to be 0 as well. Let's see what actually happens. As you can see, the margins and the paddings have been removed, so there is no space in between all the elements. Now I want this to be a border box. So what you're going to do is go type in box sizing, border box. What this actually means, when you edit the content, the height and width will be just for this content. But when you type in border box, the height and width will apply to the padding as well. So now you can change the height and width for both of these things. So now let's add some margins to our HTML document. First of all, I want to put some margins between the headers and the paragraphs. So go to the header CSS, and here you're going to type in margin bottom, and I want the margin to be 10 pixels. As you can see, this has added some margin between the text. Now let's add some margins in between the paragraphs as well. So go to the paragraph CSS, and here you're going to type in margin bottom 5 pixels. Now you don't see much difference, but if I change it to 50 pixels, as you can see, there's still not much difference. Let's say it's like 200 pixels. Now you'll see there's a lot of space here as well as here. So let's change it back to around maybe 20 pixels. In the next video, I'm going to add in even more layouts, so stay tuned.